Stephanie.
What's up, Rinnie?
Oh, not much. I was just thinking about, our last conversation on the last podcast we did, where I shared my habit of waking up and diving straight into that mindless digital video game.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, these conversations on habits have really helped me. I've started getting up, I've been ignoring my devices, I've been adding some light yoga to my mornings, and I also went swimming twice this week. Now I'm just playing the games just for like a half hour after dinner while I watch some light TV.
Oh, that's awesome, Rinnie. I'm proud of you. You're really stepping it up. But check this out. I've been getting up on Monday mornings and I've added a whole writing routine to my week.
Fabulous.
Yeah, just because of our conversation last week.
That is amazing. I think these conversations are really helping us become great accountability buddies.
I think so. So let's keep it going.
All right. Good morning, everyone in podcast land. I'm Rinnie Orr, Associate Director of WEBB Squared, your podcast host, and I am definitely a work in progress.
And I'm Stephanie Terry, Executive Director of Web Squared. And I'm progress and I'm work. What you like? How you like that, Rinnie?
Stephanie, have you ever wondered why changing a particular habit can feel so tough?
Absolutely. Listen, sometimes I feel like I'm on automatic repeat, doing the same thing over and over without thinking. Like, I hate when I do this. So after dinner, I have the sweet tooth, and I'm not even hungry. So I find myself like, oh, Michael, I got a sweet tooth. I need a cookie, or you have any pie, or you got candy? And, I have like this eating window. And usually it's before 8, and I'm usually craving something at 9. So I really need to understand these habit loops and break free of them because the last thing I need is to be putting pounds on while I'm sleeping.
Oh, for sure. And I hear you, and I second that. I won't tell you about the ice cream I bought last week. And that's exactly what our conversation is about today. We are going to be talking about habits and incorporating new ones and why it's difficult. But first, before we start, let's quickly review. A habit is simply a routine, a behavior or emotion that we repeat regularly.
Exactly, Rennie. Perfectly said and simply said. And like a computer program, habits are driven by four main components that, check this out, happen in the same order every time. So, first, there's a cue or trigger that sparks the desire. Then it's the action. And finally, the reward.
Absolutely right. Steph, do you remember Dr. Joe Dispenza?
Mm-hmm.
He's an expert in neuroscience and has a few videos on YouTube about how the mind works. Anyway, he points out that an average person, you and me, we think 60 to 70 thoughts a day, 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day.
Mm.
And 90% of those thousands of thoughts are the same thoughts as the ones we had yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. If you believe that our thoughts shape our futures, that means our life isn't going to change much if 90% of what I think today is the same as what I thought yesterday and the day before.
90%? That's deep. That's some serious super programming. These habits, they're not just surface level. They're rooted deep in our subconscious and shape our personality and our identity.
Absolutely right. To break free from habits that aren't helping us, we really need to examine who we are, what our identity is. How do we see ourselves? How do we define who we are? How do we present ourselves to the world?
You remember when we talked about the cycle of socialization in our earlier podcasts?
Yes.
Well, the environments and the people that surrounded us as we were growing up often inform our self perception. And these self-perceptions, they create expectations that inform our identity and influence our behavior. So, for example, a whole lot of negative self-talk that you may have heard or been around, or, unbeknownst to you at the time, can definitely lead to a negative self-image, which in turns shapes how we act to ourselves and to how we present ourselves.
Wow.
So, to make a change, we need to become aware of some of these self images and consciously work to overwrite them.
Yeah, these identities are definitely reinforced by deep-seated unconscious thoughts, choices, experiences, actions, and emotions. And all of these things inform our daily habits.
It's no wonder changing habits is so hard. Because think about it. We're trying to override 95% of our subconscious mind with just 5% of our conscious mind. And most of the time, we're not even conscious that we're trying to override it. So it's like trying to shift an entire identity that's already been shaped by familiar experiences, predictable routines, and past events.
Wow. So one key to embracing new habits is simply to think about the identities tied to those habits. It's about moving from our current self, step into the unknown, and step into a new identity. For you, Stephanie, if you want to embrace being an author, you need to think about the habits that come with that identity and start incorporating them.
Absolutely. And you know what? That's what I've been doing. I've been like reading a lot about different authors, like what their writing routines are, when they write. And one thing that I noticed that they all have a routine, even if they're like completely different. So embracing a new self means like welcoming new information, thoughts, feelings, choices, behaviors, and experiences. So that's what I've been doing as I'm listening to and reading about writers. This process, it can be tough or inspiring. It depends on how you look at it. But the process can definitely help reshape your reality. So we told y'all we were going to share hacks. So here's our first habit hack for the day. You ready, Rinnie?
I'm ready, Stephanie. Give it to me.
All right. Deliberately claim a new identity. Say what?
Yeah, what does that mean, Steph?
This involves a visualization exercise. For example, you can just tell yourself, guess what? I'm a baker. And visualize what a successful baker does in their daily life. Picture how a baker will organize their day, what time they get up, how they would make decisions, and then align yourself with those goals. Start doing the things that you are picturing about. It's that simple.
Wow. And this technique, I think, can work for any identity you want to adopt. By visualizing who you aspire to be, you can mentally rehearse the behaviors and habits that come with that identity. It's a very powerful way to clarify your goals and motivate yourself to take action.
Absolutely, Rennie. And as you adopt these new behaviors and thoughts that, reflect the identity, the new identity, these behaviors will become less overwhelming. Because guess what? Here's the big secret. Your subconscious mind is going to take it in, whether it's true or not, and it's going to begin to align with these new actions, and a new you will begin to emerge.
Wow, a new you. And all we have to do is remember that creating change means consistently choosing thoughts and actions that support our new identities. It really is about stepping into a new version of ourselves every day.
Yeah, that's how we get away from the same old thoughts, right? New thoughts, new person. So we are really encouraging all of y'all listening to embrace this challenge. Claim a new identity or a new characteristic of the person that you want to become. And then incorporate this change by doing one thing, just one, that the new identity would do. I promise you that these small, consistent changes will transform from the inside out.
So yes, strategically claiming a new identity is our first hack to get you going this week. We believe here at WEBB Squared, your new self is waiting. All you have to do is step into it with intentionality and with courage. And, as always, thanks for tuning in. In the next couple of episodes, Stephanie and I will explore more habit hacks. And this is not the only one, so no worries. We'll get into some more. So please stay tuned. But Stephanie, before we close, let's turn to our gratitude segment.
So, I am super, super grateful for some amazing new people that I have met this week. I got connected in my calendar to folks that I had no clue who they were, if they even existed. I had the most amazing meetings this week. So thank y'all. Y'all know who you are. And I also want to thank every single last one of you that came out to our BIPOC Business Hub meeting. It was an incredible conversation, super inspiring, and it's why we do the work that we do here at WEBB. So thank y'all.
Stephanie, do you want to explain what our BIPOC Business Hub is?
Yes, it is a group of organizations of business people, small business service provider organizations, funding organizations, educational organizations, all intentional about coming together to support Black, Indigenous, people of color entrepreneurs in rural Chatham. So thank y'all. That's what we're doing. It's exciting.
Stephanie, can I tell you that today I'm very, very thankful about the fact that we are recording this podcast in the brand new podcast room
Woohoo!
right here at 79 West Innovation Hub, where our offices are located. We're not Zooming this call. There's no interference from my cats or the noise outside my home. It's just really nice that 79 West has provided this space for us to, and it's a beautiful room. It's got
it is so
microphones.
nice.
By just putting the microphones up to our lips, I feel like we're real podcasters.
Listen, did we not claim a new identity? Right? So, and this environment is so helpful. Yes, thank you, 79 West, for this space. We got a bigger office. Like, we got all kinds of great things going on. We're super grateful this week. So, yeah. And if y'all, let's shout out 79 West. Come here for co-working. Like, it is so the place to be in Chatham County, if you're listening in from Chatham County.
Absolutely. And so I think, Stephanie, I believe our conversation this week is coming to an end. That's a wrap.
It is. And you know how we say, y'all, our evolution begins with dialogue. So keep your head up and be intentional about your vision and claim that new self. We'll see y'all soon.
Thank you for listening to the Remedy Podcast, a mindset shifting project of WEBB Squared. Wealth Through Entrepreneurship for Black and Brown Businesses is a North Carolina nonprofit located in Chatham County. We offer incubator, accelerator business services to Black and BIPOC entrepreneurs. Our podcast hosts are Stephanie Terry and Rinnie, the co-founders of WEBB. We realize that building an ecosystem of support is critical to achieving our mission. Your donation to WEBB Squared supports the podcast, WEBB's coaching services, and the promotion of the businesses and entrepreneurs we serve. To learn more about WEBB Squared, please visit our website at webbsquared.org.